format on StreamYard, but we're going to go back to what is working, what has been working. And what has been working is going live directly from YouTube and the Shorts feed. So we're going to do that, and we're going to be here. This is how we're going to do the format now. And this will be the Nick Weitoish Show here at Sleeper Sports Media. I'm Nick Weitoish, of course, and we are going to be back to the basics here. We are going to cover wrestling, AEW and WWE, Raw, NXT, SmackDown, Collision, Dynamite, all the above, PLEs, pay-per-views, Peacock, Netflix, HBO Max, all that good stuff. Going back to the very, very basics and being focused heavy on one thing, that is pro wrestling. Still, while covering and sprinkling in WWE or the NFL and the Pittsburgh Steelers, TV shows, movies, and entertainment, but really breaking it down to the nucleus of this brand, this channel, and the show will be wrestling. So we're going to start with Friday Night SmackDown results from from this Friday on the 24th, and I am reading some notes here. You can see these same notes here, article breakdown of the results at patreon.com/sleepersportsmedia. You can go follow there. Eventually, I do want to get that as a way that everyone can support while I continue to grow and build here on YouTube to be able to get the subscriptions and then bring the Patreon feel to the channel here on YouTube. And as I know, it's hard to get other people to a different channel, to a different platform. So we will go forward from here. I'll be right back. All right, we are back here. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties once again, but we should be good from here. Again, be on the lookout for the links in the description below. I have to redo that since I was on StreamYard and then came over here. So to the 14 people that are watching, 17 now, please double tap the screen here and get us out and share. It'll share this out for us as we greatly appreciate it. And we're going to take a sip of a nice ice cold Prime Energy, beautiful beverage here. And then we're going to get into the SmackDown results from 10/24/2025. All right, and Hunter Casey is here. Bula Ray is here. Anna Smith is here. What's up, everyone? Thank you guys for joining me here. Sigma Gamer, I think a couple of you guys have been here in the chat before, so thank you for double tapping the screen and joining and getting the chat going here. This is going to be a heavily focused wrestling episode, and if we have time to cover the Steelers and take a look at that. Do you like water lemon? Lemon water? No. I mean, it's okay. Lemonade is good. Bro, how you what? What? Boost estrogen and be like you. What's your favorite food? Cheeseburgers or pizza is my favorite food. Are you Chinese? I am not. I'm a cold-blooded American. Unknown. I am 121. Thank you to everyone who's getting the chat going nice and early. Please double tap the screen here as we cover and break down SmackDown results from this Friday. We opened the show with Cody Rhodes, Jimmy, and Drew McIntyre. Jimmy, of course, coming over to SmackDown after the brutal attack last week on his cousin, Jacob Fatu. And it's funny that they are finally acknowledging that Jacob is also their cousin and making a big deal about it. Hopefully, fingers crossed, going into the build to what's my favorite sport? Pro wrestling. Pro wrestling is my favorite sport. Do you like $69 banana shake? I'm not a big banana fan. So Cody Rhodes has to be Chinese. Cody Rhodes has to be the biggest crybaby I've ever seen. Describe, please, how you boost metabolism. What? Oh, cool. How are you, Kevin Owens? I get that quite a lot here. So thank you, Ami Time too. Double tap the screen here. Double tap the screen here if you think I look like Kevin Owens. Dusty was regularly caught in Georgia Chinese buffets. What's your favorite book? Oh man, favorite book series would be Harry Potter, but favorite book would be The Fifth Vital by Mike Malak. I'm a big Logan and Jake Paul fan, so impulsive and everything there. Boy, 25-9. Where's Brock Lesnar? Who knows? Who knows? Give me your hair care routine. I'm gonna screenshot that one. Send that to my wife. Yeah, my hair. I wake up, shower, and comb it, brush it, however you want to say it. Bro, what do you think about AJ Styles becoming undisputed champion in the next 4 or 5 months? I'm not. Did you ever meet Mr. Beast? No, I have not met Mr. Beast. Breaking Bad versus Stranger Things. Man, that's a tough one. That is a tough one. I would say Breaking Bad. I would say Breaking Bad, bro. You look so cute. Well, thank you. Harry Potter fan, what's your favorite part in Harry Potter books? Mine's favorite part is the first one. So I like the movies better than the books, but the series overall, the first one or the third one. Favorite color is pink. I know that's weird to say, but yeah, favorite color is pink. AJ Styles becoming undisputed champion next 4 to 5 months. I'm not an AJ Styles fan. He's fine with the tag titles. Give him his swan song with those and help Dragon Lee establish himself on the main roster there finally, as they were going to do with Andrade and him, but we are rolling with those guys as tag champs. Where are you from? From Pennsylvania, but I am live from beautiful North Carolina. What's your opinion on Samoan wrestling entertainment? That's another one I'm gonna screenshot to send to the wife. Come on, pal. W beard and favorite show. Oh, thank you for the compliment on the beard. Take off your glasses, you look like Wolverine. That's the first time I've gotten that one. Visit a country, what will be the country? Probably Italy. Love from India. Thank you. I appreciate that. State utter paradash. Wow. Yeah, we are popping here, as we did a couple weekends ago when I did this for the first time. But again, to get going here, the SmackDown results from 10/24/25, Cody Rhodes addresses the WWE Universe after talking to Jimmy Uso. Jimmy came over to SmackDown, of course, after the attack on Jacob Fatu. They're finally acknowledging that. They're cousins as well. I think Cody did it. I mean, they're setting it up to make it look like Drew did it from India. Well, that's logically. What's up, everyone? Which Asian country do you like most? I've never been to Asia, so I do like Chinese food. So I would be down to travel over there and visit everything over there, across that region of the world. He did it for Dusty. Man, we're anti Cody here at Sleeper Sports Media. If you go back and watch the archives live with my beautiful wife, that's how we met. Giving reactions and talking about wrestling and how bad Cody's first title reign was. You're from Pennsylvania, but I live in North Carolina. Do you have kids? I do. I have a beautiful stepdaughter. Thank you, Hunter. Appreciate that. And hey, from India, hi. Thank you. From Pakistan, I seem to be getting a big push in audience over there. We don't slander dashingness over here, pal. Unknown, I am. Okay. Yes, I do. Favorite wrestler, Roman Reigns. OTC, we acknowledge here. What's your thinking about India? Cool people. If they want to support, I appreciate it. Definitely appreciate it. Well, I have felt WWE reduce the quantity of matches with stipulations. I agree. They're near Harry 97 there. Yeah, definitely agree. It's very weird that they have drifted back on the stipulations besides, you know, one or two off, watching WWE, and I'm watching WWE, okay? Favorite is Roman Reigns. That's right, we acknowledge here. Roman Reigns needs to come back and save the show because SmackDown has been on a decline so bad. Triple H ruined WWE. I don't think so. She's 800. Thanks. SmackDown kicked off. McIntyre interrupted Jimmy, and they went back and forth. Jimmy ended up brawling with McIntyre that would set up the eventual main event. That rolled into Solo Sikoa and the MFTs coming out. We got to see Shinsuke Nakamura and Rey Fenix tag against Tama Tonga and JC Mateo. They would pick up the win. There are reports going out around there that we could be looking at two men's War Game matches this year. My personal favorite is Brock Lesnar and Kevin Owens. Kind of games do I play? Minecraft. I do play Minecraft and a little bit of Fortnite. Nowadays, everything is predictable in WWE. I agree there. I'm gonna have trouble saying your names. I do agree. Stuff is very predictable. In fact, double tap the screen and get a like, get us up to 6 likes. If you think that it's very basic and predictable here. Shout out to Prime. I am a Walmart creator, and I do have a storefront here. So if you ever want some Prime, go visit the Walmart storefront and buy some Prime. It helps support me and the channel here, and you can get energized and stay hydrated as well. Get some Prime hydration over there as well. Jey Uso needs to be given a grunt role. Kid ain't cut for the main event. I don't know about that one. I mean, it sucks that they did what they did with his title run. He deserves better. He was on a roll. He was on a high, and they wanted to strap the rocket to his back. And by the way, why is so much hate for Jey Uso? Yeah, there's a lot of hate, and I think it's just the eventual turning of the tide. On Twitter as well. Yes, I am on Twitter as well. If you type in Sleeper Sports Media or Nick Weitoish, one of the two, you'll find me. But yes, there's a lot of hate on Jay for whatever reason. He couldn't wrestle. No, that's not true. Jimmy and Jay are two of the best to do it in the tag division. The greatest tag team of all time in WWE. And eventually, I think I want to see them get the tag titles back alongside Roman getting the main event title back. Yes, my favorite drink is Prime Energy Cherry Limeade. So shout out to Drink Prime. Man, Jimmy and Jay at WrestleMania exposed them. That was a very underwhelming match for sure. Definitely an underwhelming match, and it sucked because I was hyped for that one. But they kind of built it too quick. They waited too long and then rushed it with the build and everything, and then it had them being involved in the main event anyway and on opposite sides, and they never really talked about that. Look like Angela White. No, I don't think I do. When can Brock Lesnar return and join the Vision? My wife thinks that too. My face looks like a bit like Brock Lesnar's. Okay. I wish my wallet looked like Brock Lesnar's. That's for sure. But yeah, it's no way Lesnar joins. I don't see that either. If he did, it would be insane. Be once in a lifetime for sure of Brock Lesnar on a team, let alone in War Games. Think of the carnage with that one. I mean, he's been in cage matches and everything like that, but in that form, he's been in the Elimination Chamber. That's been crazy with him there, but who knows what that would look like if that's what they'll do. Steiner is picking up steam. Yeah, Braun Breaker, he's killing it. Definitely should be the leader there. And hopefully they bring in some. They're going to need three more people. Here, as I was talking about War Games, we're looking at 2 men's War Games matches with the MFTs against the Wyatt Six, and then the OG Bloodline against the Vision, more than likely. Istanbul, Turkey. Okay, Turkey. Very cool. I work with someone who's from Turkey. I liked and subscribed to the stream. Thank you, Dan Lowe. I appreciate that. War Games, okay. Please, thank you for double tapping the screen here. That's how we get the likes on the vertical format. And then subscribe. Thank you for subscribing. I definitely appreciate that. And I will also let you know here. We are, of course, live here on YouTube. We'll post to YouTube. Think WWE needs to take a step of adding Brock to War Games in the Vision, get some crazy view. I agree. It could definitely help silence and shut up all the hate on ESPN that they're getting for no reason whatsoever. Because Peacock got the same amount of heat and hate, and then now it's been fine for the last 4.5 years. Ignore my chat, answer it, equal subscribe. Rizvi, I don't see it here. I'm looking. I apologize that I missed it. What was your chat? What was your comment? I appreciate it. Yeah, I can't find it. Must have just missed it over. I didn't mean to ignore it, I promise. Rizvi there. I'm looking for it, but I cannot find it. What was your question? I'll subscribe anyway, so I appreciate that. What was your question? I didn't mean to ignore it, I promise. Just trying to get through here. The MFTs and the Wyatt Six, the Bloodline and the Vision, hopefully with members still up in the air. Ola, what's up? What's up? We need Brock, Seth, Braun, Bronson versus John, Roman, Randy, and Cody, CM Punk. I don't see John Cena being in War Games. I don't see Randy Orton being on Roman's side. If anything, they'll shoehorn Cody in like they always do. And that's just what we'll see. Sam Uz2MG, Sam, what's up? What's up? Wyatt Six are the local animal mascots. That I was at Extreme Rules in 23 or 22 when Bray Wyatt came back and they debuted the live characters being played. Hate Madrid, Hala Madrid, Barcelona. Okay. What do you think? We not Vision versus Roman Punk side them. There are reports also that the Bloodline team will be led by Roman and Punk. I think they're going to shoehorn Cody into that one. Who do you think is the GOAT of wrestling? ROTC, Roman Reigns. Without a doubt, no doubt about it, Roman Reigns is the GOAT. So thank you, Rizzy, for getting that back. I'm sorry I missed it the first time. The tag match was good. It was a quick, very fast-paced match, and then looked away and then looked back, and the MFTs were walking away with the win. That led into a backstage segment with Chelsea Green and Alba Fire trying to recruit Julia to the Secret Service. They said about it as a merging of brands, and then the alliance could shake up the women's division. And she did say that they're not going to replace Piper Niven, but Piper Niven is dealing with an injury, so trying to bring in Julia. And then this led to Kiana James, of course, coming in, stepping in and saying, making fun of Chelsea Green, saying she's mid or whatever she said. Green is decent. She's very underrated. She should still be the United States champion. I think, in my opinion, she was, that reign with her was cut far, far too soon. I think they only gave it to Zelina to entice Aleister Black to come back, and to re-sign after his AEW departure. More on Aleister Black and Zelina Vega here very shortly. But this led into Kiana James and Tiffany Stratton. They had a segment last week. Sorry, bro, I have to go. Hunter Casey, no worries. Just subscribe. Make sure you double tap the screen on your way out and check the rest of it here on the channel. It'll be uploaded directly to YouTube, and then the audio version will be up on Spotify and Apple Podcasts as well. I'm only going to go for a little bit longer here until about 3. I know I was very late with getting started here, but have other plans tonight before we, of course, have to get ready for Sunday Night Football and the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Green Bay Packers. A lot to talk about there. Don't know if I'll get into it, though. Sorry, bro. To go NXT versus Raw War Games. What do you think? That would be absolutely crazy. But I would want to see that. Man, that's tough to call because there's a lot of star power. I would say Roman, Punk, Rollins if he was healthy, but Roman, Punk, Jey Uso, And in a different world where Braun isn't a heel and isn't with Heyman, if Heyman could have a super team, it would be Braun Breaker, CM Punk, Roman, Rollins, and Brock against an NXT team, and they would absolutely wipe the floor with anyone. Just because NXT doesn't have big time star power like they think that they do. I mean, Obafemi, sure. Omos, I guess, could be technically there. Hank and Tank, you could involve them, but they have big guys and everything. But Raw would wipe the floor with them. Same with SmackDown. The entire main roster needs a shakeup. They need a draft really, really bad. I don't think Dean will come back. AEW will let him go. They're not going to let him go. They're definitely not going to let him go. I think we should recruit Dean Ambrose back. He was crazy. I don't know why he left. He left because he likes to bleed, and AEW said, okay, we can do that here. He is killing it over there with carrying the main event scene. And anytime they need a champion to step in, he is there to do it. I am getting tired of the Death Riders though, and I think where we're going with him is Moxley is going to keep losing, and then he's going to get kicked out of the Death Riders. But he is signed through AEW with AEW through 2027, so he's not going to be back anytime soon. Don't think Heyman or Roman will ever trust Heyman again. Nope. No, he will not. Guns versus sticks and stones at this point, pretty much. I mean, maybe a guest appearance like Sting did. We need Jacob Fatu versus Braun Breaker, no holds barred. That would be fire. That would be a great matchup for sure. But Jacob Fatu is currently injured, facing a non-wrestling injury is what the reports were saying. That's why he was taken out last week. And of course, I talked about that earlier with Jimmy coming over to SmackDown. Tiffany Stratton and Kiana James getting back to SmackDown so we can kind of get through these here. But I love that the chat is rolling and going. If we can get 6 likes, as we have 6 people watching, just double tap the screen. Be sure that you've done that and subscribe as well. Hello, I'm having a great day, but previously it was a low day cabal. I'm glad you're having a great day. Hopefully you'll subscribe here. Thank you, Piyush. Double tap the screen and help us out here at Sleeper Sports Media. We talk about wrestling, AEW and WWE, as well as some TV shows and basically anything and everything here. But primarily focus is WWE. So this is the Nick Weitoish show here at Sleeper Sports Media. Our plan is to go live for an hour every single day and do daily uploads as well, reviewing and previewing everything WWE, AEW, Collision, Raw, SmackDown, Roman Reigns. I acknowledge our tribal chief as well. Tiffany Stratton did pick up a win over Kiana James. It was a very good match. Kiana looked great. Julia would go in and help her and attack Tiffany and attack the champ, and then out comes Jade Cargill. But they're it was short-lived in what she was doing to come out and help. Tiffany Stratton quickly turned into attacking her, and leading to them eventually making the WWE Women's Championship match at Saturday night's main event that was announced on Twitter and not at the show. Why they do that, I don't know. Brock versus Seth versus Roman versus Randy Punk. Wow. George, what are your favorite hobbies? Cena, 17-time world champion. What happened? Yeah, that was just to get him to have someone have 17 for sure. What are your favorite hobbies? Watching wrestling, watching sports in general, writing. I'm going off my notes from the article that I wrote on my Patreon. So if you want to read articles and read the results to stay up to date, you can go over there to Patreon, and that'll be listed below once I get the description updated here. But writing, watching wrestling, doing YouTube, being live, and talking to you great people, all the great people in the chat here that I've seen come and go. UFC, I'm not a big UFC fan, but I am a part of and do a monthly show over on Championship Harvest, which that's my guy. He is great at what he does, and he covers UFC and MMA and all that good stuff. I do talk a little bit about boxing here, but it is the crossover brand boxing. Brock Lesnar versus Braun Breaker, fire. Phew. I think I think that is very much a torch passing match, and Braun Breaker picks up the win. Randy versus Brock, no holds barred. Wow, that would be another banger for sure. Video games, I do like Fortnite. I do like Minecraft, and of course Madden. I haven't played in forever. Call of Duty, big Call of Duty fan. Have not played in quite some time. But again, as I was saying, back up to the comment about the UFC. Check out Championship Harvest. I'll also link that channel in the description, and check out them over there. Hunter, he's great with the UFC and independent scene for wrestling, boxing, all that stuff, and UFC predictions. He's great at what he does. And I will be over there doing a preview for Saturday night's main event. Next weekend, the 8th, November 8th, second Saturday of every month, I will be doing a show on Championship Harvest. That will be a review for Saturday night's main event. Spoiler, Vinnie Mac comes back at Saturday night's main event, cashes in on Triple Nose. Should Vince McMahon come back as a talent? No. Online games and games with good storytelling. Call of Duty, I guess. Minecraft, I guess. How Cody Rhodes was planted to defeat Roman Reigns. What did WWE creative team think? That was absolutely, it was horrible. Definitely should not have happened. Roman should have beaten Hogan's record and gone to number 2, and they should have let him ride out his contract currently, as he has 2 more years, and then seen where he was being close to Bruno's record, and then reevaluated everything there. Cody could have easily won the World Heavyweight Championship, and they could have been done with that. They also could have just had Cody win the WWE title from Roman and him keep the Universal title, and then switch it back and take the Universal to Raw as they were going to Netflix, and then keep the WWE title on SmackDown. And that could have been how Cody could have finished his story. Yes, Roman would have been pinned and whatever, and you would have had to do that part, and the Cody Crybabies would, of course, nitpick at that like they love to do, but that would have been a way to avoid Roman losing both titles altogether. As we saw that, well, I guess he already had the one title going into 40. That was a Crown Jewel or Night of Champions, whatever that was. Drew versus Cody, and Drew wins. Absolutely. Danlo 122. That goes down Saturday night. On the first Saturday night's main event, of course, we'll be doing a preview of that here very shortly in the coming week. As I do want to get through SmackDown here, Tiffany Stratton would pick up a win over Kiana James and bounce back after losing to Stephanie Vaquer at Crown Jewel. Tiffany has been doing great this year. 27-1 now. Stephanie Vaquer is 19-0. She remains undefeated. They are really pushing her like they do Cody, giving her Jey Uso yeet for sure. They are pushing Stephanie Vaquer just like Cody, giving her stats left and right, just made up ones. Ilya Dragunov returned for Sami Zayn's U.S. Open Challenge title last week. Dragunov returned and won the title. Sami Zayn and him had a segment this week going into the Open Challenge for Friday, and he's going to continue to do that. Dragunov would retain in a physical match with Aleister Black, and more from what I was talking about earlier. Aleister Black and Zelina Vega, they are seemingly being pushed as the creepy, spooky power couple that Cross and Scarlett could have been. And they could have made this a group, but they chose to go on and move on from Cross and Scarlett. Both are equally as good. We might have Jay and Jimmy again. That was an ass match. If they would do it again, I hope they could do it and would give it a proper build. If anything, I hope that it would lead to Jimmy and Jay both in the Rumble and Jimmy eliminating Jay. This time, I don't think they'll have Jimmy win it. I don't think they'll have and do that in a short amount of time. What fight would you like to watch? I would love to go and see another Jake Paul fight. If you're talking about fighting in general or boxing or whichever combat sport you're talking about, but I did go to Jake Paul and Andre August. That was a great event. I would love to go to another pay-per-view style event, Netflix event, with Jake in an actual arena. Is it just me or does anybody want to see Braun versus Gunther? I don't want to see Gunther. I'm not a Gunther fan. Want to see Braun and Brock. I like that one. Kind of mirroring matchup is boring. I agree with the Gunther and Braun Breaker. And maybe even the Braun and Brock, but I think that they could still do that in a way that both those guys could benefit. Brock Lesnar getting a payday, benefiting from that, and then Braun Breaker benefiting from picking up a win this early on in his main roster career over someone like Brock Lesnar, and then ultimately getting the torch passed. Several rumors that Jake Paul's fights are fixed. Could this be true? No, it is not true. That's illegal. He's talked about it, and those reports or rumors are total BS. I've been to a fight of Jake's, and MVP puts on fantastic events. I am a huge fan of what he is doing for boxing. He just opened his 22nd boxing gym across the country with his charity for boxing bullies. So he is getting kids into boxing. He's bringing eyes to boxing, bringing it to Netflix. Was the first one to do boxing on Netflix. So no, his fights are not fixed. I've been to one. I've been to an event. They are not. It was a great event from top to bottom. But fixing fights is illegal. So he would not work with promotions he wouldn't work with partners like Showtime or DAZN or ESPN or Netflix if these fights were fixed. They're not. So just be careful what you're reading and what you're saying. Because it can lead to some not so good stuff, as they are rightfully so taking legal action to anyone who says that and constantly tries to bring them down in what they're doing. Cena Brock for the WWE title. No, I don't need to see that again. That was not a great match at WrestlePalooza there. Need Jimmy winning the IC title from Dom? No, Dom should hold that title for a while. John will beat Dom for the Intercontinental title at Survivor Series. I mean, it's hard to. I see why people are saying that and see why they would go that way. But Dom is going to be in San Diego, and he's been getting cheered from the crowd, so he's going to be in his hometown. I mean, would they really take the title off him in his hometown, or would they let him kind of? I mean, could that be a torch passing moment? Could that be Finn Balor tries to come out and messes with Cena, and Dom tells him to go away? Could they finally actually turn Dom heel? Who knows for that one? I don't think they should have Dom drop it, especially to Cena with a month left. Dom has been carrying the title and defending the title since WrestleMania, and he's been doing fantastic. He just defended successfully the AAA Mega Championship the other night, so Dom should hold on to that title for a little bit longer. Grayson, John would tear Dom up. I agree. Jake Paul's fights aren't rigged, but the thing is, I hate your internet, but I think he shouldn't have fought Mike Tyson. Can't humiliate a grade like that. Sam, what's up? Yes, Rizvi, I agree. I get why he does and fights the guys that he fights, because he's just trying to build his resume and say that, he had beat these names and got in there with these names, no matter age, whatever it is. Mike Tyson is Mike Tyson. We saw that Jake could have very well and very easily ended it quick, and he chose not to. They went the full 8 rounds. Who is your favorite fighter? Jake Paul, for sure. Jake Paul. I do like Amanda Serrano. I definitely do like Amanda Serrano. And what she does for women's boxing. What do you think of Jey Uso? Do you think he'll beat CM Punk? Mandingo Massacre. I'm not sure yet. I'll make my actual predictions closer to Saturday. Think the reason they turned Jade Cargill heel is because they are setting her up to beat Tiffy and win the title. I agree. And then we're going to finally see Jade and Bianca at WrestleMania. Bianca returns very shortly and very soon, unless she's actually gone and they're pregnant and just like Naomi. Then we could table that one. But I think they're setting up for Jade and Bianca to finally have that match. Jake is Stremmer. Drew needs to win the title from Cody. I agree. Khabib or John Jones. I mean, different styles of fighting, but there was a debate. Joe Hendry needs to face John Cena. No. He already had his time with Randy Orton. But Rizvi, John Jones, MMA. I'm not a big MMA guy. That'd be a question for my guy Hunter over at Championship Harvest. Just want to make sure I'm getting everyone's comments here. I will make my picks closer to the event. Jimmy, Jay, and Drew, Punk. It's going to be hard to call. I think the reason they turned on. Yep, got that one. Favorite fighter. Dom do the most scary thing when he will face John if that happens. I hope so. But yes, Jake Paul and the fights there that he puts on, they're awesome. I've been to one. And it's awesome what he does. I cannot wait for the Tank fight. But yes, I agree. I don't think he should. I don't like that he fights the people that he fights. Hey man, I like your beard. Are you? No. I appreciate the comment on the beard here. But no, I'm happily married to my beautiful wife. So thanks for that one. Jay Cargo needs to bring her baddies concept to No, she doesn't. She needs to keep doing what she's doing, looking like a superhero every time she goes out there. Love from India, Prime Bro 5. Shout out to Prime. We got some here. Oh, that's really good. Really, really good. Shout out to Prime. Shout out to the 11 people watching. Please double tap the screen. Let's get it even. Let's get it even with number of viewers and number of likes. Double tap the screen and get it shared out to the algo there. Jake and Tank is going to be fun. What happened to Logan Paul? His last appearance was right before he was getting married, so of course he's taken time now to be there and be married and be with Nina and their daughter and everything. So I'm sure he'll be back very, very soon. Think War Games will be Solo Bloodline versus the Wyatt Six. Definitely. I think we very well could see two men's War Games matches and it be both featuring the Bloodline, the Wyatt Six, and the OG Bloodline and the Vision. They haven't really done a good job of building any women's teams besides like Damage Control and, well, really, it's just Kyrie and Asuka, so that doesn't really do anything. You got Io and Stephanie and Nikki, so you can still work your way to do it. But they haven't really done a good job of building a women's War Games match. So very well could be two men's War Games matches over at there at Survivor Series. What happened to Logan Paul? I'm sure he'll be back soon. He's probably just taking some time off, as he usually does. Drew McIntyre vanished out of the scene. Drew McIntyre was seen in the background of Cody and Jimmy there. I don't know if anyone picked up on that as we are still going through our SmackDown results. Do you recall the baddie concept in AEW? I know of it, but I don't think she needs it in WWE. Just an underscore thoughts on the Berserker. I'm not familiar with that. Nerd. All right, Rob. I am a nerd. Definitely am. Liv Morgan looks good. Yes. Hopefully she's back soon. Hopefully she's back and it gets involved with Dom again and Roxanne. It'll be interesting to see how she reacts to that whole thing. But yes, Aleister Black and Zelina Vega are the new and seemingly getting the cross treatment. Who do you think Cena's final opponent will be? Man, it's up in the air. It really, really is up in the air at this point. I'm not too sure, so we'll have to wait and see for December 13th, which will be his final match. We know the date, we know the event, we know the location. So who it'll actually be, who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Wait till we get there to see. Ilya Dragunov would defeat Aleister Black in his first U.S. title defense that we go into. He would get the win over Black with Priest coming out and making his presence known for the distraction. Also would show the scar. It looked very much like Prince Zuko from Avatar: The Last Airbender after the Last Man Standing match last week. Of course, Black used the fireball, and him and Zelina would be ejected from ringside, and then Priest would come out. So hopefully we're setting up this mixed match tag team, bringing in Rhea Ripley after she returns from injury, get her off of Raw and over to SmackDown, and reuniting the Terror Twins. I think that would be great for both of them. It would keep Rhea out of the title picture for a while. It would keep Rhea out of the Io Sky vortex. It would keep her out of the Damage Control vortex, or not Damage Control, but the Kabuki Warriors vortex. And it would just be good for everyone. Carmelo Hayes was in a backstage interview and said that he's back on track and he's officially done with The Miz. They're good. They both got one in and they're good. So we seemingly have a Carmelo Hayes face turn. Don't know if we're really going to see that, but he would be interrupted by Kit Wilson and his toxic masculinity persona. So next week we're getting Carmelo Hayes versus Kit Wilson. We got Fraxium and DIY with tension in the backstage locker room. Of course, Axiom being featured heavy on NXT and the Speed title. So that led to another tease of furthering their feud and hopefully getting a match between DIY and Fraxium. Opinion on Seth versus John Moxley at WrestleMania 43. Not going to happen. Mox is locked in until 27. So I don't think they would let him go in time for him to return to WrestleMania. It would be awesome, but I just don't see it happening. It would be a great match, I think. Edge as his final opponent. That's what a lot of people are saying. A lot of people are wanting. I could see it happening, I guess. I mean, we don't really know what the status is with Edge over in AEW. So, attempted concerto from Priest is such a big Easter egg. Yep, I agree. Edge is coming back after one more match. Everyone seems to want to come back for one more match. Boring lower cards. WWE doesn't give creative on them. I think Cena winning 17th title will degrade Ric Flair. He already won 17. I think WWE thought Cena win. Oh, Cena win. Okay, yeah. Jericho could very well come back. Seems to be that way. What we're heading towards. Who is the current WWE champion? Unfortunately, it is the American Nightmare. Cody Rhodes is the current WWE champion. And it just sucks. I think Braun Breaker will win the undisputed title in 27. Bronson Reed will gonna win the world heavyweight title. Dom winning the undisputed. Well, so wait. Oh, so wow. Okay, so is Braun gonna hold the title for 3 years before dropping it to Dom? I think Dom is gonna have a world title run in before that. Hello, Abdul. Thank you for joining. Thank you for double tapping the screen there. Let's try to get to 15 likes before we wrap this one up. I'm gonna try to go a little bit past 3. I do have to get out here, but I guess small IC run or TNA run would be cool. Yeah, it would be. For Bronson Reed, maybe eventually winning the IC title if they keep the vision alive and well and going with Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. I think Heyman is ultimately going to go with Braun Breaker. That's the way I think they're going, and Bronson Reed will go and do his own thing. Boring Rhodes, absolutely. Cody Rhodes. I was talking about Cena, okay. Cody Rhodes, I mean, why did WWE show him as a jester in his whole career, and all of a sudden he's on top? Because he did go and do his own thing and got, got that star power, as they would say. QB1, bullshit. Dom doesn't look muscular. He ain't that funny either. If he wins, I'm not watching WWE. Dom is organically getting over in his own way. Rey Mysterio is not any better looking with presentation, but Dom just has that face that you hate, but he could also turn around and it's entertaining. So Dom is getting over organically from the entertainment standpoint. Tyler the World, what's up, Tyler? Appreciate it. Glad you're able to join here while I'm live, so I appreciate you. IC champ makes him a triple crown, a Grand Slam champion. Cena winning the IC title before he retired. Of course, he would then be a Grand Slam. Notification moderator notice your current live stream violates what? What? Ain't no way. Sorry, I think we got some fake people here. Dominic is not credible as a champion, but the fact that he wins by cheating makes him credible. The fact that he wins by cheating makes him credible as a heel, because that's what they do. It's also just entertainment. I mean, it's entertaining at the end of the day. So, it is what it is. It's fun. It's entertaining. Ray was a performer in his time. People cannot expect that from Dom. He has to be his own. He has his own attributes. Exactly. Braun versus Bronson, no holds barred. That doesn't much do anything for me. Fake people. That's what I thought, Tyler. I was confused on that one as well. So I appreciate you being in here. It's funny that they try to pull that right after you joined and you're a known moderator on the channel here. And anyone else who's currently in the chat here and wants to be a mod, let me know. I will gladly make more mods as you catch more shows. I will do my best to be live and keep the same time frame every day, 2 to 3. That'll be the hour that I choose to go live. I want to be a mod. Dan Low, okay. Yeah, I appreciate that. Let's see. Can block words. There we go. All right, Dan Low, you're now mod. Don't know, but it would be personal opinion. Dom, Edge, Eddie 2.0. I agree. Edge return, Mandanga. I think it could go down. I think it definitely could go down. So, I know I probably missed a couple comments up there. Rizvi, Brock, and Rock, WrestleMania for the championship. Rock returns WWE. That would be so sick. What's up, Suresh? Hello, how are you? I'm good. I'm getting ready to wrap it up here. Gonna try to go for another 10 minutes, but I do have to get going here. But we are still trying to wrap up on the SmackDown results. So and the look ahead at the next week. Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair accepted Bayley and Lyra Valkyria's challenge for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. So they will be defended on Monday Night Raw. Rizvi, do you live under a rock? Great, bro. We need Brock versus Randy Roman, no holds barred. You, Danlo, you love your no holds barred matches. What happened to Bray Wyatt? He sadly passed away. I was bummed out whenever that news came out. Rizvi, I'm making you a moderator as well, just because you've been pretty active. Which country do you belong, bro? I'm from the U.S. In North Carolina. Thrice in a lifetime, Rock versus Cena. No, I don't think we need that. Cena's done after December. I'm on that train of Cena is done after December. I think Dom needs his own finisher. I like that Dom does everything that he does with the playing the Eddie persona well. Me too. I was sad when Bray Wyatt died. It was so crazy. Yes, Mandingo. Yes, Bray Wyatt did pass away 2 years ago now, I think it was. There's a great documentary for him on Peacock. If you should definitely take a look at that. Guess you're a big fan of WWE. Yes, I am. I am a big fan. Yes, Rob. I wasn't watching WWE lately. 2 years ago. Rob, you've been pretty active as well. We'll make you a standard moderator. So again, everyone here, I appreciate it definitely. Adding a couple of you here as mods. But again, I'll do my best to go live from 2 to 3 every day, Sunday through Saturday. Depending on when shows are with WWE, and it'll primarily be just a chat for wrestling in general. Perfect answer, but this is Andrade's situation, makes it difficult. One more thing here. I'm gonna get through the rest of SmackDown, and then we can talk about this one here. I'm gonna pin it here, just so I can see. Edge ain't coming back no time soon. Happy when Cody lost at WrestleMania. Want anyone but him at top. Man, I love that Rob right there. That's why you're a mod now. Hangman Page is better than Cody Rhodes with their pro. Absolutely. Now, I didn't get to go into much on AEW, but I will. Maybe I'll do a review on that separate. I didn't watch Collision, but I just read the results, and Page went out there and just babbled. So they're pretty even for me. He might be better on the mic than Cody, but they're pretty even in terms of entertainment and style and look. But yes, Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair will be defending the titles against Bayley and Lyra this Monday. Nia confronted them, and they were kind of having the three of them have this moment and talk about how Alexa Bliss will turn on them. Cody needs to go. Cody Lander turn heel, absolutely he does. Roman and Gunther, no, not that one. That one, oof. That one's too tough for me. Charlotte also told Nia that she was projecting and she should learn what a healthy relationship looks like. And this could be a subtle jab at Andrade. So speaking of the comment mentioning Andrade in that situation, I'll get through the main event and then we can talk about that one as I wrap up here. But Jimmy Uso, Drew McIntyre would defeat Jimmy Uso, no disqualification match. And then, there was a weird setup. I don't know if they were doing that to be similar to the NXT one. Paige returned to WWE. I can see that one. I can see Paige returning fairly soon. One more dance with Roman and then the turn. Roman Reigns needs a new opponent. Defeated everyone in the roster. Maybe WWE is planning something for him. They should hate Gunther, but he's still, if he gets the WWE title, I don't want to see him come back and get another title. I just don't. He has to come back and be brand new, do something brand new. Bronson, the little panda's tribal story, the tribal thief is crazy. Definitely aura farming from Roman there. But Jimmy, of course, would draw it up for McIntyre to stand tall going into Saturday night's main event. I'm sure this Friday on SmackDown coming, they'll have another face-to-face. Who knows if Jimmy is going to get involved with this matchup? Is Jimmy going to get involved with both world title matches and shake everything up? Roman be the last. I also like Roman and Cena to be his final opponent. Roman's not going to WWE. Paige is my crush. I love Paige. She it makes sense. Makes sense. Jay heel turn, yeet kid stuff, definitely. Roman versus Brock versus Drew for the undisputed title if Drew wins. Roman and Drew would cook, but Roman gets a title match. Roman needs to walk out with that title. So if Roman needs to win the Rumble and then win the title back at WrestleMania, and either title, whichever one it is. Yes, but Jimmy and Jay now involved in the Bloodline saga, and them being at odds is going to be fun for the build to Survivor Series, and Roman trying to get them all back on the same team. Roman and Brock ain't going to happen again. I agree. I think that chapter is closed. But that was SmackDown. Yeah, it's signs pointing towards War Games. Roman, Jimmy, Jay, Jacob, and Punk against the Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, without Seth Rollins. So I mean, they could bring up who knows who they could bring up. But SmackDown was good, and Halloween Havoc was last night. So we'll get a review on that one separately. But I will take these last 5 minutes or so here to talk about the Edge as the perfect answer. But the Andrade situation, foresee Roman versus Cody again at WrestleMania, Cody Lander at WrestleMania, Solo versus Jimmy. That would be fire. They've done that once or twice, and then they've also done Jimmy against the MFTs or whatever, but that would be fire. I honestly wish they would have had Jimmy take the U.S. title from Solo. Roman wouldn't be able to survive the indie style in AEW. I agree with that one 100%. Roman won't go anywhere but Hollywood. I agree with that as well. Single, no, I'm not. Stay here in North Carolina. Hello, how are you? Abby, stop. Thank you, Dan Lowe. Appreciate that. Good night. Good night. Have a good one. MFT versus Wyatt Sick is puke. They are making my headache with these Wyatt bookings. Whew, man. I watched MLW and AEW last night. Shout out to you, Tyler. Shout out to you. Why stop? Because you've been in here. You've been in the chat before, and Abby, you know that I am happily married to my beautiful wife. So yeah, that's why we were saying four letters, one word. Stop. Shout out to Solo with that one. Wish we had Vision versus MFTs. I mean, they could do something crazy and just make, I would say, combine the groups, but that's too many bodies. That's too many bodies. Unless they do still do the group versus group, but they do like a false count anywhere. But then is that going to take from the War Games concept? Who knows? But Edge is the perfect answer, but the Andrade situation makes it difficult. They very well could have been doing this from the jump with how they let Andrade go and then not telling him about the 90-day compete clause and then letting him be shown on AEW, and then now he's not. They could very well have done this so that they have the right. They could sue them for breach of contract or whatever. And then in exchange, they'll say, no, never mind, we won't sue, but we want Edge to have one more match with Cena and be his retirement match. It could be a way that they could do that. That would be absolutely mind-blowing and insane. But it could start maybe a working relationship with AEW and WWE, and I would love to see that. We have 10 people watching right now, so if we could please get 10 likes, one more person to double tap the screen before we wrap it up here, and I have to get out, get going here. Samoan Game of Thrones at WrestleMania. That would be, that's crazy. I don't even know if that's PG, brother. Kit Kat, strike while the cheese is warm, buddy. Wyatt's demise was so heartbreaking. He could have been the greatest heel of all time. It would have been truly awesome to see what we could have gotten with where they were going with that one. Thank you for the 10 likes. I appreciate it. I got that one. Solo versus Jimmy and Jay. That would be fire. Throw Roman in there as well. Hell, throw Sammy in there as well. OG Bloodline, Fatal 5-Way. It'd be fire. Vision versus MFTs. Talked about that one. Seth heel turn is got me interested in him. I agree. I've been a Seth Rollins fan since day one. So 12:34 a.m. in India right now. Well, I appreciate you being up late and watching. CM Punk versus Jey Uso and Braun Breaker. What's your opinion? Braun Breaker should win. Definitely. I feel like we've gotten that one too much. AEW and WWE lawsuit with Andrade issue incoming. Thank you, Protagonist R8V. I appreciate you being the 10th like. Hope you subscribed as well. Same, but what Moxley and WWE after 27. I agree. I want to see an AEW and WWE pay-per-view. Me too, for sure. We'll unpin that for right now. And that's gonna we hit the hour mark here, so I do have to go. CM Punk wins title at Mania. I think Punk will win the title at Saturday Night's main event. Jimmy will cost Jay to get back at him. Just call me protagonist. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I'm from Pennsylvania, but I live in beautiful state of North Carolina. Dean versus Seth for that. I agree with that one. 100%. I just don't know if we'll ever get it. Game versus Brock. No. It would be crazy. It would go hard, but it won't happen. Triple H is done and retired. Has the heart issues and everything like that, so wouldn't want to test that. Love from India. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I know you joined at the end, but don't forget to go back and watch it as it gets posted to YouTube, and then eventually I will get it out on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. I appreciate everyone who watched here. We're back on track with the lives. Have had to pivot from our normal Saturday Smack Talk on Saturdays to this format here. We'll be back live tomorrow, Monday, for the Nick Weitoish Show here at Sleeper Sports Media, live 2 p.m. to 3. Triple H quit Juice, that's why. Allegedly, Gunther versus Brock, no holds barred match. All right, Dan Lowe, you're our official stipulation guy from now on. WWE is dead. Make Lesnar the champ. No. Shaggy Gaming. No. I don't think that they would do that. WWE is not dead. They are doing just fine. It's getting worse with Cody as champ, but we're fine with them. You're very nice. I enjoyed talking to you. I appreciate that. Hopefully you'll join tomorrow. Raw is definitely better than SmackDown for sure. They do need to redo the roster and do a draft. But I appreciate everyone who joined and will watch later and watch it back and all that good stuff. So subscribe. Also, if you're active on Facebook, you can join my Facebook group and get active over there. I do live posts and live updates on my Patreon, on Facebook, and then, of course, here on YouTube as well. What's up, Pratham Gaming? I appreciate it for joining in. I am getting ready to wrap it up here. So thank you to everyone who watched and tuned in for Sleeper Sports Media. I'm Nick Weitoish. This was the Nick Weitoish Show. And Cody Rhodes is cringe. I agree with that one. That's a great note to end it on. Dan Lowe, I appreciate that. Kofi versus Dom, no. My guess, Roman versus Bronson at WrestleMania Night 1. Punk, Cody Night 2. I don't think they'll do champion versus champion. So, no, and I don't think they'll run Roman and Bronson back again for the third time without a title being on the line. I don't see Bronson Reed winning a title. If anything, Braun versus Roman for the title. Hangman Page is better than Cody Rhodes. That's facts. Roman versus Braun. I agree with that. From India, what's up? Hello, thank you. Braun Breaker versus Roman. We're on the same page. So, but again, I have to run. I have to wrap this one up. So I appreciate everyone who joined in, and the conversation was fantastic. Stay active and talking, and share your thoughts and everything in the YouTube community here. The community tab on the channel, you guys can post there. Also on Facebook, I do have a group, Sleeper Sports Media. If you type that in on any social media platform, you'll find me and the brand here. I'm going to run until tomorrow at 2 p.m. Daily upload will be out later tonight, 6 p.m., so you can watch that. Leave some comments. Let me know your thoughts on that. Great video on the 3 biggest rivalries that spilled out of the ring into the real world. For shoot, brother. So let me know what you guys think on that. I'll be live posting the Steelers game tonight on Facebook for Sunday Night Football. And we'll be back again tomorrow for the Monday Night Raw preview, the daily short that I get out there with the graphics, and then of course the daily live talking about that as well. And until then, for Sleeper Sports Media, I'm Nick Weitoish. Thank you so much for joining me on the Nick Weitoish Show. And I don't want to ignore the comments here, so I'm going to read these last couple, and then that's it. I'm going to end. Braun is short like a panda. Bronson, yeah, I agree with that one. Breaker versus Roman will be fire. Cody needs to have the guy who corrupts him. The corporate Cody, they keep mentioning that. They keep calling him that. I think there's something to that one. Braun versus Brock versus Gunther versus Roman versus Jacob for the World Heavyweight title. That would be absolutely insane. Just get Gunther out of there and get Brock out of there. Roman and Jacob, take all the money in the world. Favorite wrestlers, Roman Reigns and the Tribal Chief. I acknowledge that as well. I acknowledge the 5 people that are left and the 11 likes that we got to here on Sunday Sync at the Nick Weitoish Show here at Sleeper Sports Media. Again, thank you so much. It truly means the world. Thank you to everyone, and watch on the replay and audio platforms. Until tomorrow, 2 p.m., daily uploads will be out, so just keep active in the chat. That's all I ask. And thank you for supporting me here and the channel here. I appreciate it. Everyone have a good rest of your day, and we'll see you tomorrow for the Jacob Fatu TNA champion. No, or AAA. No. That's not a good one to end on. We're gonna end on acknowledging our tribal chief, and I will see everyone tomorrow for the show again. Tomorrow, 2 p.m. For Sleeper Sports Media, I'm Nick Weitoish, and here we go.